and gentlemen, prior to tonight's game, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank the many family and friends and football fans from around the world for their attendance at the 2017 IFAF Women's World Championships. At this time, we'd like to recognize contributions and hard work of all the volunteers, both here in Langley and the province of British Columbia. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final game of the 2017 IFAF Women's World Championship. Today's game will feature the top female players from around the world, 350 athletes, coaches, and support staff competing in this week's event. This game features teams from Canada and the USA competing in the gold medal game.
You got 2 more quarters, and that's it. The most of you will play this game for 10 years. You got 2 more quarters, and after that, most of you will play this game again and close it up. I want you to take a moment. And I want you to look each other in the eyes. I want you to put each other in your hearts forever. Because forever is about to happen in just a few minutes.
I've got my hands in the stands, my team on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field, Team Canada! Introducing their opponents in the red, white, and blue, Team USA! At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats, caps, and helmets for the playing of both teams' national anthems.
football fans, welcome back to the IFAF 2017 Women's World Football Championships here from McLeod Athletic Park in the township of Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Here on the west coast, just outside of Vancouver. And one final game to go here at the World Championships. It's the gold medal game. It's the doozy, the big one, Justin Morissette, the gold medal here between Canada and USA. Two teams 2-0, and two teams coming off a shutout victory. As Canada will be the away team in their whites with the red pants, white helmets, USA in all blue with the red numbers outlined in white here for the Stars and Stripes. Beautiful night for football and gold medal on the line here between two countries that are very familiar with each other.
Jake, we've been looking forward to this one all week long, and I have a feeling it will not disappoint. This is an American team that is yet to surrender a point in this tournament. Tonight could be the night that happens, and Canada would certainly like to be the ones to do it.
Well, they're going to have to score a point if they want to win this game against the USA, as I know you got the officials for tonight's game at the ready. Justin Morissette, run them down for me.
I do indeed. Tonight's referee is Keith Wickman. Our umpire is Tony Connor. Linesman is Lily Ingham-Hill. Line judge, Desiree Abrams. Field judge, Taylor Mickleborough. Side judge is Georgina Paul. And the back judge is Pete Parsons. And just being able to read those names in that chicken scratch, I should be a pharmacist.
There you go. As two teams out at center, they represented by the captains for the opening coin toss here. And what a crowd we have on hand here, Justin, as the grandstand here at McLeod has filled right up for this gold medal game and almost divided right down the middle between Canadian and American supporters alike.
Very nice to see, of course, that the traveling contingents of fans who've come out all week long to support teams like Australia and Mexico have all stuck around.
We even got the Mounties in the house here as a couple of Royal Canadian Mounted Police patrolling the track here at McLeod. As coin toss done and kickoff comes up next right here on TFSE TV, the home of the World Championships.
This is the one game so far today, Jake, where we don't have to tell people to be mindful of the fact that heat could play a factor. It's a beautiful night here, and as the sun sets, it is cooling down here. Lucky for these women that they do not have to deal with that intense summer heat that has been a problem for these teams all day long.
And the lights have come on here on the field as well, as they'll start to take effect as the game moves along, as USA, I believe, has won the toss and will kick off here to start the game. As once again, USA in blue, Canada in white and red. As Canada will work left to right across your monitor here on TFSE TV. Don't forget, if you want to be interactive during the broadcast, you can reach me via Twitter at PXP, the number 4. Sports says, tee it up and kick it off. Let's play some football. We're underway here in the gold medal game. And it's freezing on the return here for Canada. Finds a seam upfield and gets out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Good return there for Canada, as Kowalski and company come out, and Kowalski was sharp and on fire in that opening half back on Tuesday against Great Britain, and was pulled from that game to save her for this one, as the same will go for Sami Graceffi, as expect her to play the majority of this one.
Jake, you and I called the American game against Finland on Tuesday together, and it didn't take long for the States to get at the Finnish quarterback, Joona Häkkinen. In fact, knocked her right out of the game in the early stages of that first quarter. So we'll see if they can ramp up the pressure against Canada in the early stages of this one as a defense. But
first round run there for Friesen goes for about 2. So nicely underway here in this gold medal matchup, as USA looking for the three-peat, as they have won back-to-back championships. As sun starting to poke through onto the field once again through some overhead clouds, as another handoff and wrapped up right near the line of scrimmage. Not much there on that carry. As Friesen on back-to-back carries, and we'll see a dose of Cassie Brick in there as well, I'm sure.
Have to think Canada looking for the pass on this one, though.
And I'm sure the Americans thinking the same thing. As it's about a 3rd and 8 here from the 33-yard line in between the hash marks. Single setback, 4 receivers in there, and Kowalski back to throw, has time. Now she's pressured, set up the screen. Here's Cassie Brick, and she'll step out of bounds at the American sideline. Short of the first down after about a 3-yard gain, and punt team will come on here for the Canadians.
Not the start that they were hoping for on that drive, of course, but you have to admire the composure of Alex Kowalski as she maintained her cool under pressure there. 3 defenders pressuring her pretty intensely.
Well, I think they intentionally set up the screen and let the line come through. But the defensive backs and linebackers stepping up there for the USA to foil that attempted screen, as here comes the punt for Canada. And we saw USA block a number of kicks against Finland. And look out, fumble! And looks like Canada's on top of it as a bobbled
Canadian
there on the
players
punt return.
were pointing, and the officials agree with them.
Who's on top of the football? It was number 24 that came out of the pile. Let's watch it here. Is the kick from Alex Black. And it looked like a pretty routine play to make here. Just bobbled it.
Satoria Bell couldn't quite hang on to that one.
So Canada will get the football back here at the USA 39. As Kowalski and company right back out there. And this is something Canada will need to take advantage of. Turnovers on the States as they go looking deep right off. And that's got to be a flag, and it is, as it's intercepted. But this is going to be a pass interference on one Satoria Bell again, as she just tackled down the Canadian receiver and then intercepted the football, but that's not legal here in the game. And now we'll see where they'll spot this ball, as it should be a spot foul, and Canada's going to be in business here.
I was a little bit distracted there, Jake, trying to find out who was the Canadian player to recover that ball. There were a mess of bodies in that scramble, but it looked to me like it might have been Emily Belanger, number 41.
Yeah, or 24, maybe Adriana Suck getting in there. As a couple of flags, one down in the Canadian backfield. But they are going to march this ball ahead here for Team Canada. And a bobbled punt, and now a pass interference call here on USA.
We talked about this drive not going the way they wanted moments ago. Quick turnaround, suddenly they are in striking distance.
Ball down to the 18-yard line here with a 1st and 10 for Canada. And handoff right up the middle. DeMerchant plows her way ahead for a few, as they work the ball into the middle of the field now. And this is exactly the start that Canada was looking for here.
They're going to want to feed off this crowd as the game rolls along, and there's no better way to do that than to strike early.
Well, here we go with a 2nd and 7. Clock running down to 9 minutes. Kowalski to Merchant, trying to sidestep a tackler and then gets cut down in the backfield. She'll lose a couple on that play. And I'll bring up 3rd and long here for Canada's.
Loss of 5 or so. This should take them back to about 3rd and 13.
And they're going to have to throw a few wrinkles at the USA defense here. I don't think they're going to beat them with straight power on power at the line of scrimmage.
There's too much strength on the line for America.
Oh, it is a 3rd and 13. Spot the ball down the 19-yard line from the right hash mark as Cassie Brick in the backfield. Kowalski will hand it off to Brick, and she will go nowhere. She does well just to hang on to the football, and now.
Interesting 4th down scenario here. Does Canada go for a field goal?
Well, Dick does have a very good leg, and she will come onto the field. Carly Dick from the Saskatoon Valkyries will attempt a long one here.
I believe this is the first field goal attempt I've seen all week.
As I believe Claire Dorr will be the holder here. It'll come from the right hash marks. And the ball at the 27-yard line here. And here, good snap, and kick is up. It's a low line drive, and it's through the uprights. Canada on the board first, 3-0. So there it is, Justin Morissette. The first point surrendered here by Team USA in this World Championship. And it comes on a long field goal from Carly Dick that just cleared the upright.
And you were telling me a story the other day about the last time Team USA was scored on. Did not take too kindly to it at all.
They ran it up on Team Germany to the tune of 107 points. I don't think we'll see that here this evening.
All for the crime of scoring one touchdown.
But dreams start here for the Canadians as they're on the board first and lead 3-0 after Satoria Bell dropped a punt return, and then a big pass interference call helped put Canada in scoring position as Carly Dick puts it through the uprights on the field goal attempt, as now Canada will kick it off here to USA from their 35-yard line. And Dick will step into it. Sorry, Justin.
I was going to say the pressure on special teams enormous from the United States. We saw it be a huge factor in their game against Finland on Tuesday. They nearly had somebody to pick off that field goal attempt as well. So, all the more credit to Dick for being able to get it off in time and get it through the uprights.
Good return there from Ashley Wizenot. She gets the ball out across the 40-yard line of USA, spotted down on the 41. And Sami Graceffi will come on to the field here for Team USA with Jenkins in the backfield with those lime green kicks on down there as they go with 4 receivers. As Graceffi squats down, sticks in the mouth guard. 4-line front here for Canada as they put 3 at linebacker. High snap, Graceffi brings it down and then decides to hang on to it as she'll pick up a couple on almost a snap over her head.
And we'll see how long, I would imagine this being the final game of the week, that Graceffi will stay in this one for the distance, but every other game so far, especially the one against Finland on Tuesday, Team USA quite content to cycle through their depth chart, both at running back and quarterback.
We've seen a good dose of Lisa Horton in the game as well. There's another high snap. Graceffi back to pass, launches downfield. Wizenot brings in the ball. Oh, what a catch there. Down to the 25-yard line. A strike thrown from Sami Graceffi.
And what an arm on Graceffi. Incredible distance.
Tight spiral, and then the hands from Ashley Wizenot to secure that football. As you watch it one more time, beautiful throw there, and the catch pretty as well, as USA in business now with a fresh set of downs at the 36-yard line. Trip receivers to the high wide side, and Graceffi to throw, and she slings it out there to the wide side, and caught and brought down after about a 7-yard gain. USA going quickly here after giving up that field goal as they get the play in from the sideline.
Angela Baker, the receiver on this one, or rather that's number 9. Jeanette Gray.
They'll go tight bunch formation, trips left. Jenkins has yet to get a carry here on a 2nd and 2. And Graceffi will swing it out to Jenkins with room in the flat. And she's up across the 20, knocked down and out of bounds around the 17-yard line. Another first down for Team USA.
And you have to wonder if the American
looking at
side.
the wrong lines again. Sorry, Justin. They're down just outside the 5-yard line. Make it the
6, I believe.
I think they spun it down at the 9, so it'll be first and goal here for Team USA.
That yellow line makes things interesting for us.
The 18-yard box on the soccer lines. First and goal from the 9 for Team USA. Trying to answer back after Canada opened the scoring. Long hard count here, and Graceffi to throw over the middle and incomplete. Ball was delivered on target but dropped. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal.
You have to wonder if the Americans would have this kind of fire if not for that field goal. If this is the way they'd be playing this first possession, because they are coming fast and furious right now.
That's really the difference between the Americans and a lot of the other teams, is that they are not shy to throw the football on any down or any distance. This is a 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Left hash mark for Team USA. Canada loads up in the box here. And Graceffi, flag comes in. Play will continue. Ball thrown. It's caught right at the goal line Referee checks the spot, signals touchdown, USA. And I think we might get an offside call here on Canada as they let that play continue. Think of it as a false start. Play would have been blown down. And it is offside Canada. It is a touchdown USA. They lead 6-3 with the extra point to come.
And it did not take them long to respond at all. This is an American team that just makes things look easy, Jake. There are really no holes to their game whatsoever. It's about as close to perfect as a football team can be.
Literally just marched it right down the field. Sami Graceffi, some kind of pumped up down on that USA sideline. Here's the extra point. Bobbled snap, they got it down and got it up. As contact after that kick. As everybody will separate. Point after is good. It's 7-3 USA with 5:06 to go first quarter. Canada about to get the football back.
And plenty of reason for Sami Graceffi to be super fired up on the sidelines, Jake. We've talked multiple times through the week already about how this is the retirement tour for a couple of key players on the American side. Odessa Jenkins and Sami Graceffi both have been difference makers for this club for many, many years.
Okay, so they're telling me go with Graceffi. I've been getting conflicting reports coming in on how to pronounce Sami's last name, and I keep getting different options thrown at me. I'm going to go with her former center, who says it's Graceffi.
Graceffi.
But
either way.
I appreciate it, Jamie. I appreciate the tweets coming in. Keep them coming at PXP for Sports. As here's the Canadian return on now, and a big old head of steam, but it runs into a stiff tackle there at the 35-yard line. And she just stopped dead in her tracks on that hit. Was Carmen Agar. Canada will have the football back here.
And they're going to need to see if they can march it down the field on their own without help from a botched kick return and a
now they're going to have to try
pass interference call.
Keep pace here with the USA. They know they're going to put up points, and Canada has to be able to answer that. Kowalski in the shotgun will hand off, and she's tackled in the backfield. As busting through the line to make that play.
Kimberly Marks for Team USA.
Yeah, she just beat her block one-on-one, and no chance for Friesen to go anywhere with that football. I'll bring up a 2nd and 12 on the loss of 2. Kowalski's got 2 to the high side, 2 to the near side here, and a single back. Takes the shotgun snap. She'll throw on 2nd down, looks down the sideline, fires deep, and it's over the head of everybody as Cassie Brick just broke off her route. And that one sails incomplete. 3rd and 12 now for Canada. But I like this from Team Canada, Justin, keeping the USA defense honest by testing them downfield. Even if they don't come up with completions every single time, you have to keep them honest and make them think that the possibility is there to go downfield.
And outside of the Americans, there haven't been a lot of teams in this tournament, Jake, who seem willing to go for that long ball. So
Here's
it's
3rd and 12.
encouraging
And
to see.
Got a first down and more. Cuts across the field. Trying to find the first sideline. She turns it up and gets into USA territory. Big first down there for Canada. Pontebrand as she hooks up with Kowalski.
Lawrence Pombriand with a big grab and a nice addition on the run afterwards.
The axe ever so important, and Pontebrand was huge in that victory for Canada over Great Britain back on Tuesday, and makes the very first big play of the game here for Canada on offense. And now they'll go bunch formation from the left hash mark. 1st and 10. Kowalski to throw again. Got a teammate out in the flat here. Tackled immediately as Friesen. Good coverage out on the edge there. And that's Satori Bell once again who makes the open field tackle. And
I have a feeling we're going to be saying that name quite a bit today.
There'll be another short loss here from Canada, which brings up a 2nd and 12 once again. As Canada will check out Friesen. As Carmen Agar comes back in. One of those Regina Riot players that are well represented here on this Canadian roster. Kowalski make it a 2nd and 14 now.
Seems like most of this team, in fact, is from Saskatchewan and Quebec.
Cassie Brick stacked up. Flag comes in late, however. And is the USA going to bail out Canada again? It's a face masking call, and this is 15 yards and an automatic first down. Penalties plaguing Team USA right here.
It's a fine line because you do want them to play aggressive. It's what has made them so dominant throughout the week. But
you can see it right there.
Sometimes that aggressiveness just goes a little bit too far.
It's the right call from the official. And ball down to the 32-yard line now, and another 1st and 10 here for the Canucks. Brick in the backfield. As Alex Kowalski split wide to the left. Pontebrand to your near side. Fake the handoff. No, it is to Brick, and then goes down. And again, a tackle for a loss, as the run game is just non-existent right now for Canada, and that's that stout defensive line for USA wreaking havoc on the line of scrimmage.
It is nearly impossible to find holes in their defensive lineup. It's one of the big reasons why they have been able to keep a clean sheet all week long until that Canadian field goal.
Make it 2nd and 15 on the 5-yard loss from Brick. 4 receivers in there now, and Kowalski will throw, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle. Pontebrand, as she got popped as she made the catch. And she'll be short of the first down, but what a grab there from Pontebrand as she hung on, as she took a shot just as she caught the football. Watch it here on the replay on TFSC TV.
No worse for wear. Pontebrand just pops right back up. Quite happy to
once again
call that one in.
That's a great angle there. Satoria Bell just stuck the shoulder in, but Pontebrand hung on. So 3rd and 6 now from the 27. Big play here for Canada. Take the quick snap. Kowalski drops back, looks over the middle, looks into the end zone, and just over the head. Pontebrand looking for a flag, nothing there. And it's 4th down for Team Canada. What do they want to do? From the 27 this time.
Looks like they're sending out the kicking unit.
Carly Dick coming back on. As this one will be even longer than the previous one. As she'll spot it down at the 33. This is a 43-yard field goal here.
And this is a great deal of confidence to place in your kicking team.
She's got the leg. Just got to get the good hold and snap here and then get it up over that line. They fake it. And they botch it. It's a loose football. And USA's on top of it. Now, I think that was a design fake there from Canada, but the execution did not exactly pan out.
Trick play fell apart almost as soon as it started. An unfortunate break for Canada, who had a great deal of success passing that ball.
So USA takes back over on their own 34-yard line with 1:11 to go in this opening quarter of the gold medal game. As Grisafi under center with a quick swing. Here's a little trickery from USA. And they got a catch down the sideline. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown USA. As what a play call there. Jeanette Gray takes it to the house.
And that's how fast this American team can burn you.
Grisafi goes under center, the wide receiver screen, and then the bomb downfield. And a saving tackle there goes by the wayside as Gray takes it to the house.
Seemed like we were just seconds away from Canada being down by 1. Now they find themselves trailing 10, soon to be 11.
And wow, what a play call there from Team USA. Beautifully done. And Canada on their heels now, all of a sudden staring at a 10-point deficit with an extra point to come.
We were talking earlier in the day, Jake, about 4th down being a perfect time to bust out trick plays like that because it's a very unconventional call and teams wouldn't be expecting it. I think first down in a situation like that to begin a drive is probably just as unexpected.
Yes, Jim Farrell with a excellent call, and I think we have objectional conduct after that touchdown, maybe an overzealous celebration in the end zone there, as they'll enforce that penalty on the ensuing kickoff after the extra point here. As good snap and hold, extra point up and through. Make it 14-3, Team USA. As Melissa Struther 2 for 2 in extra points.
Good news for Canada at the very least is that their aerial game seems to be working for them in the early stages.
Yeah, there seems to be some success in openings there in the passing game for Canada. Not so much in the run so far.
That's not something, though, that we've seen USA surrender so far this week.
So this kick after the penalty will kick off from the 20. So Canada should get good field position here to start this next drive. It's a squib kick that bounces, rolls, picked up at the 40-yard line. And
Carmen Agar with the pickup for Canada.
Taken down right at the midfield stripe. As that's where Canada will take over with 52 seconds to go in this opening quarter. So yeah, you have 7 Valkyries and 9 Regina Riots on this Canadian roster. So the province of Saskatchewan well represented. As football always big in the prairies here in Canada. As Kowalski and company back out onto the field here with a 1st and 10 from the 50, and she'll throw on first down. Looks down the sideline for Cassie Brick, and it's almost intercepted.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's the second time we've kind of seen Cassie Brick just kind of break off her pattern there. As Kowalski just kind of overthrew Brick. And it brings up a 2nd and 10.
Thought she might be looking for Lawrence Pomberion once again.
I thought we might have had a fire alarm there for a second.
I think it was just an alarm going off on the walkie-talkies.
2nd and 10, handoff to Friesen. Darts away from one tackler. She races to the far sideline, and that's got to be a horse collar tackle, and it is.
Ooh.
Another 15-yard penalty.
Dangerous.
That's just a vicious tackle there on Friesen. And this will be an automatic first down as Friesen still has yet to get back to her feet. As you don't like seeing this kind of play in football. 44 just coming from behind and yanking her down. It's awkward. Tia Watkins. And I don't know necessarily she grabbed her by the back of the shoulder pads there and got the actual horse collar, Justin, but that's still a very dangerous tackle in any level of football. You just don't want to see that kind of play.
And she's still yet to get back to her feet. In fact, looked like she was going to get up and is now down on her back. So this could be a serious one.
Obviously, Team USA pretty amped up for this gold medal game, but penalties have been an issue for them. That's their 3rd or 4th personal foul here alone in the first quarter. But they still do have a 14-3 lead, and I know you don't want to take that aggressive nature away from those women down there, but got to control your emotions a little better in a big game like this.
And of course, Jake, we never want to see anybody leave the game with an injury, but Julian Friesen has been a key offensive cog in the machine for Canada's offense so far this week, and could be quite a loss if she can't come back in this one.
And still down over on that far side in front of the Canadian benches, the training staff working on her. And Jamie Menzik, let me know, well, there's 7 Riot players. Well, there's 7 Chicago Force players in this game. 3 with 2 touchdowns, one of them.
There were several Chicago Force players in the Australia-Finland game earlier as well. So they have been well represented all day long here on Championship Friday.
Ball will be moved out to the 35-yard line. And it'll be a first down for the Canadians with the clock running under 35 seconds to go in this opening quarter of 4. We'll play 48 minutes of action. There's Kowalski with the Merchant in the backfield. And she'll hand off to Olivia. She's trying to stiff arm. And that one will go nowhere.
And once again, just no holes in this American line.
They're just not getting off the blocks on that offensive line and getting the pushback that they need. As USA is so good at pursuing the football and gang tackling there onto Merchant.
I don't want to say that Canada should focus exclusively on their aerial game going forward in this one, Jake, but it's working for them so far, and you have to lean towards what's working, especially against a team that has no deficiencies like USA.
Might be the only way. Might be the only way. As Canada down 11 after 12 minutes of play. 14-3 your score as teams will flip around here to start quarter number 2. Once again, we welcome all our viewers here on TFSE TV. Thanks for joining us all week long here from the 2017 Women's World Championships, and keep those tweets coming at PXP, the number 4 Sports. It's been great, all the fans, the interaction that we've had all week long. I've learned a ton about women's football.
You can find me on Twitter as well, at Justin Morris. That's JUSTINMORIS. I've heard from a couple of fans throughout the day from all over the world.
I heard you got yourself a follow from Miss Pontebrown.
I did, in fact.
Big time.
She was watching the game this morning, I can only imagine, between Australia and Finland. No rest for the wicked. And she's been wicked good so far in this one.
Hoping the old voice box holds up here for the next 36 minutes. And it's a 2nd and 11 for Canada. Play action. Kowalski fires right into traffic. It's picked off, and this one's going the other way. Trying to race past the Canadian tacklers here, and she'll step out of bounds at the 37. Satoria Bell on the pick as she makes up for that earlier punt gaffe with a huge interception and return. And puts USA back into Canadian territory on the turnover.
And as good as the American offense has been so far in this one, Satoria Bell making a case for herself as one of the options for US MVP at the end of this one.
Well, you put the ball up in the air enough times against this American defense, you're probably going to have a couple of turnovers. That's just how good these women are. Put the ball down the 40-yard line here for Semi. She's got Jenkins in the backfield. As she looks to the USA sideline. Bit of an odd formation here for Team USA. A little staggered double wide. Pump fake. Grisafi over the top. And almost intercepted, almost caught as it falls incomplete.
That was Amelie Jansen for Canada, who was in the right place to come away with that one, but it's just a little over her head.
All right, Grisafi. I'll go with Grisafi, Jamie. No need to yell at me, but so she's been her teammate for 11 years, so I think her former center was 6-year teammate, so I think
we'll favor 10.
So Grisafi it
She's
is.
got tenure.
Grisafi it is, and here she is in the shotgun. She'll hand off to O.J. Jenkins, and she'll pick up 3, maybe 4. And a 3rd down coming up here for Team USA.
And that is a name that we have not said nearly as often as you might think, but then I guess this USA team has just been able to strike real fast. There haven't been a lot of long drives for them that Odessa Jenkins would be the catalyst for.
So 3rd and 6 here for Grisafi. Long count here as Canadians want to bring the jailbreak blitz, it looks like. Pressure coming, fired over the middle, pass is caught. And room to run here is inside the 20. Ball almost stripped free, but down to about the 16-yard line.
I believe that was Maria Jackson.
Another good pass and catch. Which moves the chains here for Team USA.
Number 6, rather, not number 8. So that is Liz Sowers with the grab for Team USA. As they're now on the 17-yard line.
Back in the that shotgun once again. And they'll swing it to Jenkins. Got a block on the outside. And trying to turn the corner. Flag comes in. And we might get a holding call here on Team USA. Let's see. As the flag comes back down at the 18-yard line.
And that game-breaking speed of Odessa Jenkins can burn you whether she's running the ball herself or bringing it down as a receiver.
And it is a holding call.
Holding. Offense, number 74. And that's going to lead to the ball of the first down.
This is good. Easy football rankings. Let me know it's pronounced Granite Sand, Ohio service fee. Thank you for that submission. Appreciate it. 10:28 to go.
We're just going with whatever the latest tweet we receive.
There you go. First and 20 here for Team USA. After the holding call backs him up 10 yards. Grisafi throws. Completion, tackle, and spun down to the ground.
A little bit of viciousness from the Canadian defense now.
And that gets them fired up as
Virginie Roussel.
Roussel with a authoritative tackle. Oh, trash talk after that as well to the downed USA player. Second and 21 on the loss of 1.
And there is a lot of emotion in this game already.
Gold medal on the line, and rightly so. Jenkins in the backfield, trip receivers to the near wide side, I should say. As Grisafi, snap, throw, complete. And now trying to pick her way through the Canadian defense. Dragging tacklers with her to the 20-yard line, maybe the 21. A pickup of about 7.
Angela Baker, the receiver on that one for Team USA.
As Team America has got to get down to, what, Justin, about the 7-yard line for a first down here. And I'll say it's a 3rd and 15 after some good pursuit to the football there from Canada. They back off on the wideouts. 4-3-D in the box here for Canada. And Grisafi to throw. Looks left, nobody open. Looks back to the right, fires, and from her backside makes the catch. But I think we'll be short of the first down. Is that Gray on the reception once again?
That was Ashley Wisenant, actually.
Excuse me.
But an impressive reception from her, and even more impressively placed by Grisafi, as Wisenant was basically already down by the time the ball was in the air. And she was still able to pick it up from the floor.
Just trying to check the yardage here. They're very close to a first down, but I believe it is 4th down. But I think USA is now called timeout to talk this one over. I'm just trying to check the sticks there. I think it's about a 4th and 1 here, Justin.
It's inches even. It's real close. They may even bring the sticks out onto the field. Or no, they're calling it a first down. 1st and goal.
Wow. I think that's a rather generous spot there for the Stars and Stripes. And I don't know if this team needs that from the officials, but they'll take it, I suppose. And 1st and goal from the 7 now for Team USA.
And a huge test for Canada's defense now. They have not been able to stop Team USA from scoring on each possession so far.
USA trying to add to their 11-point lead. They fake it to, no, it is to Jenkins. And she'll pick up a couple inside the 5 to the 4.
As Grisafi fooled both of us. I thought that was a faked handoff as well.
Well, it's part of being a good quarterback, selling that play action.
Great actress.
And now 2nd and goal here from the 4-yard line. Fake it. And she's trying to stay on her feet here and gets wrestled down at the 5. Pretty good defense there from Canada. Will force a 3rd and goal here on Team USA.
An impressive strength from Grisafi as well that it took so many defenders to finally haul her down.
She is a strong woman. As you'll watch it here on the replay once again. Big play here for both teams. As they'll work from the right hash mark. 3 receivers out high, a tight end in there as well. Canada showing pressure off the edge. Grisafe to throw, throws it into traffic, and it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage there by Belanger.
Jeanette Gray was the intended receiver.
That brings up 4th down. And you have to consider that a moral victory for Canada, holding deep in their own zone and forcing a field goal attempt here from Team USA.
Barring some trickery, of course. Though you would think at this stage in the game, the lead they already hold, they will settle for the field goal. We'll see.
Struther from the 13-yard line. Hold is down and kick is wide. Missed it left. And Canada will get off the field without surrendering 8 points.
Impressive stuff from the Canadian D. That is not easy to do in any game against any opponent, but certainly not against this one. And we'll see it once again if this Canadian offense will lean back.
Just getting a tweet coming in, what I can only assume is officials saying no need to measure when the series starts on a yard line. If the ball touches the line, it's a first down.
All right.
So Kowalski back out there for Team Canada. And she'll hand it off to Cassie Brick. She'll bounce it to the outside. Trying to pick up a block on the edge there. Still on her feet. As she works ahead for a gain of 5 on first down. Nice run there from Cassie Brick.
Finally a successful run for Canada. Not huge yardage, but picked up about 5 on the carry.
Clock running, under 7 minutes to go in this opening half. 14-3 Team USA.
Most of the Canadian success so far has come in the air. They're going to need to get that ground game going here. But this is a U.S. defense that does not make that easy.
Go with the jumbo package here, tight formation. And it's a little handoff to Brick once again. She runs to the right. She's got the first down and more. As she's out near the Canadian sideline, past the 30, maybe the 33. As that's good execution at the point of attack there from the Canadians. Pulling guard, picking up a block there, 72. Lammerding clearing the path for Cassie Brick.
Wonderful stuff from Brick. And we're going to see more of that, or hope to anyways, as this game rolls along if Canada wants to pull closer.
Put the ball down on the 34-yard line on the right hash mark as the Canadians to the line of scrimmage once again. There you go with that same bunch formation. They just drew USA offside. Or are they going to say false start here on the Canadians? They will. So after picking up a first down, they'll back themselves up 5 yards. It'll be a 1st and 15 from the 39. As one of the linemen backed out of her stance. Like, what do I do? Do I go with line women there, or do I say is lineman okay? I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody.
I'm not sure. I think that's the position title, though.
Handoff Kowalski to Brick. Again runs to the right, gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. About 2nd and 11, maybe 12.
That's Kowalski probably going to be looking for a pass here. Canada needs to come up with some big yards, and they are running out of downs to do it.
Actually, give her...
Looks like 3.
About 3, 2nd and 12. Clock still running, approaching 5 minutes to go here in the half. As Canada trailing 14-3 here, trying to orchestrate a drive late in the second quarter. Kowalski, another handoff. And again, USA deep into the backfield with numbers to go with it. And then a shove down after that play as Emotions start to flare up here, but no flag comes flying. And I'll bring up, oh, now a late flag does come flying in. And again, I think USA just needs to get their emotions in check here, Justin. That's just an unnecessary penalty there. Shoving down a Canadian player after the play is over, well over.
And these penalties, you know, it hasn't really burned them yet. They're still up by 11. But they're certainly making it a little bit easier on Canada to try and climb back in this thing.
The referees talk it over here. And it was a 3rd and 12 here for Canada. And now are they just picking up the flag maybe? Or maybe they're not. Either the officials trying to direct air traffic into the airport to our south here. As the ball sits on the 30-yard line. Watch the play one more time, but it's after the play here, after Brick is taken down in the pile here. Watch the late hit come in as somebody just comes in and shoves a player down. Right? I don't know if that camera angle is going to catch it there.
It's a little bit to the left as we panned away.
Looks like they'll keep it at 3rd and 12 here from the 33-yard line, and danger is down in distance here for Canada. I don't know if you want to get too aggressive on this call. And you got Pontebrand split wide out to this near side as Kowalski has a look to her right. Looks over to the Canadian bench, now barks out a signal to the left. As she wasn't ready for the snap and then has to fall down on top of it. As she was still looking around the formation when the ball was snapped. As that is not what you're looking for, as you see it there and just hit her. As she had to actually protect that ball underneath her legs, wondering why that ball was snapped when she wasn't even ready. Just a lack of communication there.
As we said, emotions running high on both sides. A lot of noise from this crowd as well.
Kick coming from Alex Black, and she gets a good one away. Flag comes all the way down at the 35-yard line. Is Canada going to let this one roll all the way down to the 33? Excellent kick there from Alex Black, and I'm not sure what the flag is over on that first sideline, as it was just the lone American returner over there, and I'm not sure what that flag could be about.
See if we can spot something on the replay, perhaps, as they confer amongst themselves through the officials.
The only I can think is maybe it just fell out of the official's pocket. And there's literally nobody around the American returner.
Picked it up and tucked it away.
How about the boot from Alex Black, though? And she just got it away, but got good leg on that one.
Deep in her own zone.
But watch the flag come in. Oh, he just missed it there once again. And after a long conversation.
Looks like they're waving it off. No, actually.
It's first down, Team USA from the 34-yard line. As a couple of inadvertent flags thrown on the last couple of plays. I think it's the only sport where you like throw a flag and then, oh, no, actually, you know what? It's no foul.
Well, hockey, you occasionally see calls made after the fact because the official had intent to blow.
To make a call and then say, no, I changed my mind. First and 10 USA. Pass and a catch made. She busts one tackle, but not the second after a 4-yard gain.
Personally, Jake, I think it's a commendable thing. The officials should be able to rescind their calls.
All right, so Brooke letting me know, thank you, Brooke, that she plays on the line and lineman is acceptable / not offensive. Thank you,
Perfect.
Brooke. Good to know. I want to be respectful and politically correct, as I've been corrected a few times this week, to say the least, Jessica. There's Grisafi to throw, and she's got a man deep and caught it way down that far sideline to the 31.
Ashley Wisenant again.
She's having herself a ball game here as Ashley. And another big strike play from Grisafi to Wisenant.
Incredibly impressive grab. She had to reach about as high as she possibly could, but not only able to get a hand on it, pull it down and tuck it home.
Quick play, and again another catch made. Trying to pick up blockers as she gets it down inside the 15, and USA moving the chains with ease right now.
Angela Baker once again with a big grab.
And on their heels here late in this second quarter, as they'll have to try and defend their own goal line once again here, as Grisafi just kind of picking everybody apart right now.
Have to feel good knowing that they've done this on the last drive, but it's not a position rather that you want to put yourself in.
1st and 10 from the 12. Can still pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. Grisafi to throw again, puts the fade pattern on, and this one will be out of bounds. Good defense there. Out on the edge is that 24 for Canada.
Pass was intended for Ashley Wisenant, who Grisafi has been looking for quite a bit on this drive so far.
That was Zuck in coverage, and she's been good for Canada.
Adrian Zuck making sure that one could not get through to Wisenant.
Defended well. Here's a 2nd and 10. And Grisafi to roll out. Fires in the end, not her best throw there, as that one into the turf, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Looked like it just slipped out of her fingers.
Tough to throw back across your body on the run like that, and Sammy clearly disappointed with her effort on that throw. As you get a look at some Australian and Canadian fans alike, enjoying this gold medal game, as we hope you are as well on TFSC TV. 2:04 to go in the half. 3rd and 10 for Team USA. 4 receivers in, Jenkins in the backfield. And Grisafi to throw on the slant. Caught at the goal line, short of the goal line, but first down for Team USA.
And I think it's safe to say she's a lot happier with that pass.
Just good timing and route running and delivery there from Grisafi, as Grisafi, and she put it right in the numbers.
Connecting with Jeanette Gray, though we just got a tweet correcting that. She goes by Jay. It's Jay Gray.
1st and goal from the 1. Good luck, Canada, as they almost left a body wide open, split wide. And expect Jenkins here. And it is. No, yes, it is Jenkins. Man, is she good at the play action. Touchdown, USA.
I don't know what Grisafi's plans are for her post-football career, but we've been biting on the figs quite a bit, Jake. Acting should be
Tom Brady,
be an option for
just
her.
Watch it here. Just sells it nicely. And Jenkins into the end zone easily.
Very convincing performances.
Extra point from Struthers. Yes, indeed. And it's 21-3 USA as we approach halftime.
Going through Sands, we've got one of our volunteers. She's going to be selling 50-50 tickets. You want to get in our 50-50 crowd, we're going to do a quick round of 50-50. Here, put your hand up in the air quick.
And a hot start for Canada, but things have certainly cooled off for them as this half has rolled along. Come close, obviously, a couple times.
Got on the board first with that field goal from Carly Dick. But it's been all USA since then.
Those were the first points surrendered by Team USA in this tournament. Still yet to surrender a touchdown, though. And Canada's going to need to get them to do that if they want to climb back in this gold medal game.
Yes, it's been the passing game from Sammy Grisafi that has really picked apart the defensive backs of Team Canada. She's getting lots of time in the pocket as well, which only helps the cause. Struthers will line it up here from the 35. So you're going to play on special teams here from the Canadians as Struthers gets underneath this one. Stepping up at the 22. And she'll run near sideline. And cut down across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. So you get more beautiful pictures here on the replay. As that was Samantha Matheson on the return. So now Canada with 1:20 here to go in the opening half, and we'll start this drive from their own 27-yard line. As they break the huddle and come to the line, it's still Kowalski in there. She's got Cassie Brick in the backfield. Pontebrand on this near sideline. Keep an eye on number 80 in white. Kowalski to throw to the other side. Open and through the hands. Ball delivered a little bit high, but still a catchable ball there for Brunet.
Tony Fuller in prime position to possibly come away with that one on the bounce too if it had gone the other way out of the hands, but just an unfortunate incompletion for Canada.
She was open. 5 seconds tick off the clock on that play. 2nd and 10 with 1:15 to go. And they'll throw on 2nd down. Pontebrand makes the reception and falls ahead. Pretty good gain there. Maybe 6 on that pass and catch as she pops back to her feet. And I'll bring up 3rd and manageable here for Team Canada.
Really like the game of Lawrence Ponbriand so far in this one, and not just because she followed me on Twitter this morning.
She's a gamer. 3rd and 4. As time ticking down in this first half inside the final 40 seconds now. Kowalski with time rolls out of the pocket. She can tuck this one away and run, and she will. Flag comes in as she steps out of bounds.
Close to the first, if not picking it up, I have to think.
I think we might get a holding call here on Canada, as that's a long time for that offensive line for Canada to hold their blocks there, as Kowalski running away from the pack as the flag came flying from the Canadian sideline. And we'll wait for the official to make the call here. It's either going to be a first down for Canada or they're going to have a 3rd and 14. Holding on USA. And I did not see that, Justin Morissette, but
neither did I.
That is another big penalty on the States. As they brought the ball to the left hash and then jogged him back across to the right. 32 seconds to go in the half. Ball out to the 47-yard line now, and a 1st and 10 here for Canada.
Canada needs some quick plays here if they want to get themselves within scoring position before the half ticks to a close.
They'll rip one out to the far sideline, and completion made. Step out of bounds. Well done there. Kowalski to Pontebrand once again.
Pontebrand once again showing some skills in this one. Stopping the clock as well. She's doing everything.
It's just textbook football right there. Good execution. And ball inside American territory now to the 44-yard line with 27 seconds to go. Can they manufacture something here late in the half? Empty backfield for Kowalski. 2-step drop. Low feed to Black, who makes the catch. Good cutback. And then pinwheels ahead here. Across the 40-yard line down to the 39. So I don't think they moved the sticks on that last possession. That was a 1st and 10 from the 44. They get down to the 39, so this should be a 2nd and 5. But they stopped the clock. And I think we got a penalty on the play as well, as I think the guys in charge of the sticks on the first sideline there just forgot to do their job, Justin.
Play calling on the field moving faster than the field crew, unfortunately.
I think now the officials think that that was a 1st down, and that's why the clock was stopped. As both teams huddle up here, but I think Canada might have called a timeout after that play.
That's what I was thinking.
But the official's still talking it over here at center field.
And one of the Canadian timeouts has come down off the scoreboard as well. So I believe that is what happened, but
I think this should be a 2nd and 5 from the 39-yard line. Question is, how much time should be on the clock? Great sign from the Canadians there. And they'll say it's 1st and 10 from the 39, so they give Canada an extra down here as Kowalski will throw. Looks deep. Little hand checking out there.
oh my goodness!
Canada will score a touchdown.
The definition of a desperation pass, and sometimes desperation pays off.
What a throw from Kowalski, as there was 2 Canadian receivers out there, and it sailed over the American defender's head into the waiting hands. Watch it again here as Kowalski put everything she had from her back foot
This is a thing of beauty right here, Jake.
into the hands of number 7 on the reception,
Alex Kowalski. Kowalski to Kowalski.
Extra point from Dick, up and through, and the first touchdown given up here by Team USA at this World Championships in Canada, with a late major here in the half. Are back within 11 at 21-10.
Jake, I'm assuming that at some point tomorrow during Canada Day festivities on CBC, they're going to show some kind of highlight reel of great moments in Canadian history. You might want to include the tape of that touchdown pass. It was a thing of beauty.
There you go, Justin Morris. Canadian history right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a play from Kowalski to Kowalski.
150 years of this country, we have never seen 2 Kowalskis combined for a touchdown against Team USA.
It is true. It is true. 9 seconds to go in the half, and Canada will kick it back off to USA. And now you need your special teams as they'll squib it short here. USA will fall down on top of it. As a couple of seconds tick off the clock here, it's actually still running.
Still running it. It should be about 8 seconds, I think, and they will correct this, I would imagine.
They run it down to 000. There should be about 7, maybe 8 seconds on the clock. As we've had that issue a couple of times with time running off the clock inadvertently. The crowd still buzzing here at McLeod Athletic Park after that long bomb touchdown
90 seconds on the clock, please.
from Amy Kowalski to Alex Kowalski. And what a thing of beauty that was. They put 3 seconds up on the clock. Now they put 9, and that's how much time there was when they kicked it off. There's no way it can be 9 seconds. It should be 8, maybe 7.
I'm thinking closer to 7 myself.
You know, USA will get an opportunity to run at least one play, and you think Canada will drop back in the prevent defense here. As Lisa Horton begins to warm up on the USA sideline. As here we go, they keep it at 9 seconds with Grasuffi in the shotgun. She'll take a 3-step drop, load up, pressure comes, and she's sacked in the backfield. Ball comes loose. Is Canada on top of this? There's a flag in there as well, and it's Canadian football, I believe.
Virginie Roussel, who had a big defensive play earlier in this quarter, comes up with a sack on Grasuffi here as well.
Let's check the call here. Shot block on USA declined, and it's Canadian football. With 2 seconds to go in the half, Kowalski and company will have one more crack at the end zone.
They just had a successful long bomb on a Hail Mary.
And the scoreboard showing 21-9. That extra point from Dick was good, no? It's 21-10. We'll get that rectified at halftime, I'm sure, as well. But big swing of events here as there was a chop block on Team USA, but a turnover on the sack on Grasuffi. And Canada will have one play here to take a shot downfield.
Easily the most exciting game we've seen so far this week, Jake. Both of these teams putting on a real good show here today.
No need. Oh, see what you did there, Justin. Well done. Real good show. Yes. Only me and you are probably going to get that.
Oh, no. Both of my co-hosts tuning in on the live stream.
Okay. And now we'll get a timeout, Canada, before they run this final play of the half. You want to check Justin Morris's podcast out. Real good show. You can find it via Twitter.
iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher.
Okay.
However you find your podcasts.
Wow. Still, you think back to that long bomb. Kowalski to Kowalski, and then Canada with all sorts of momentum to get a real good look at the contingent on hand here at McLeod for this World Championship gold medal game. And if you're Jeff Yowzy, what can you draw up here? Why not just go back to that same play you just called for that previous touchdown? So just confirming, they're actually saying that extra point attempt from Dick was wide. I do not agree. I'll just say that. I think it was clearly good, and score remains 21-9, however. Here comes the final play of half number one. Kowalski to drop back. She's got good protection, steps up, fires on the run, down the sideline, and incomplete. And that's the way half number one will come to an end. But Canada scores twice on Team USA. A touchdown and a field goal, but 3 touchdowns for Team USA. They lead Team Canada at the break, 21-9. We'll be back in 20 minutes to more IFAF 2017 Women's World Football Championships from Langley, BC, right here in the home of the championships. TFSC TV, we'll see you in 20.
As a youth coach, you're asked to do it all, and Huddle is here to help. We have the tools to make every video a learning opportunity. You can add comments and drawings to any play and share those clips with players so they can see what they did well and how to improve. You can also use Huddle to connect with built-in messaging, notify the entire team of last-minute changes, request feedback, or assign tasks. Head to the field knowing everyone is on the same page. And for those moments you want to celebrate, Huddle makes it easy to create and share highlights. Build an end-of-season reel while your players customize game highlights for their personal profiles. Make this the season you coach, connect, and celebrate, all with one tool. Sign up for a free trial to see how Huddle can help you this season.
I'm sure most of you read that newspaper article. It's been 10 years since 2 8-0 teams squared off in the last game for a shot to go 9-0. 48 minutes for a district title. And how are we going to have that 48 minutes? One play at a time, just like we've done all year. We got to play fast, we got to play physical, and we need to have a blast while doing it, playing with great enthusiasm. Because football is fun. Let's go have some fun. things I love most about coaching football are getting to work with the kids and seeing them rise above what they're capable of becoming. You know, I've really found over the years that having extremely high expectation levels, more kids than not will raise up their game and reach that, whether it be on the football field, in the weight room, in the classroom, or whatever it may be. When the light finally comes on for some kids that maybe struggled when they were younger, it's good to see that growth.
That's my brother! He ain't that heavy! That's my brother! He ain't that heavy! He ain't that heavy!
I always knew I wanted to be a high school football coach, and I would go back and visit my old coach, and he would tell me all the time, Mike, don't do it. It's just not a life for a family man. And you think back to the way things used to be, Huddle has been an absolute game changer. So I'm seeing my kids grow up, and I'm a family man. I do believe that Huddle sideline can make you a better coach. Now, obviously, the X's and O's are important, but it's the Jimmies and Joes that went on Friday. But if you can put those Jimmies and Joes in the right X's and O's, now we're in business. It's just so powerful, and it is definitely a great advantage during the football game. Our offensive line coach sits down every single series with his 5 guys and goes over what they're seeing.
The advantage it gives you is just immediate feedback to those kids. They can see it right in front of them. The amount of adjustments and the things that we needed to talk about after each possession was huge. It's going to make your job a lot easier. You're going to feel a lot less pressure on the sidelines as far as trying to figure things out when things aren't going the right way.
We're getting whooped physically, okay, and it's all across the board. And that's a choice. Are you telling me these guys are bigger, faster, and stronger than you guys? No. Right now they're playing harder because they're trying to send a message to everybody, and we're letting them do it. Understand this. This is how powerful Huddle Sideline can be. My quarterback has the iPad on his lap when I get to him because he's looking at film. And says to me, Coach, let's run this out of 2x2. Our next series, we run it out of 2x2. He pulls it. We've got the edge blocker blocked. He goes 21 yards to go up by 3 scores to ice the ball game. Someone's great from Saturday to Friday night at 7 o'clock, because they've done a great job preparing off the film. Now, what if they don't come out and do what you practice all week? What if they have ran a 3-man front forever and then come out with a 4-man front and it takes you a quarter and a half? Well, you might be down 2 touchdowns. We're able to do that in seconds. Hey, that's why we practice, right? We thought they were going to be in a 3-man front, 1, 2, 3, 4, which means they got these guys back. We're in freaking business. I would tell another football coach they need to be a part of Huddle Sideline because it is a definite schematic and technical advantage for your football team because you're no longer waiting till Friday night, in the coach's office or Friday night in your basement or the next weekend to figure out, oh dang, I wish I would have known that last night. We have that within seconds, and it's made a difference in multiple ball games, and we're having the best season in Bellevue West history, and I think part of that is because of the schematic and technical advantage that Huddle Sideline has given us. First quarter, no question, dominated the football game. But hey, let's not be liars. Because if I haven't taught you anything, we don't ever lie, ever. Second quarter, they whooped our tail, okay? And if you can't look in the mirror and see that, okay, then you ain't right. And that's not a good person to be, okay? You gotta be honest all the time. And I challenge your manhood at halftime, okay? I challenge your manhood at halftime. And history will tell the rest of the tale. Great job, T-Birds!
The icon of the game. The icon of competition. The icon of athleticism. The icon of fandom. The icon of the future. The future of football is now.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Nice. Good job. There it is. Go, 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 go. Keep him in. Keep him in. That's the way they celebrate. I can't hear you. What's the difference between a good defense and a great defense?
What does it take to become elite? It takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program. Customized, sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Volt Athletics.
Welcome back, football fans. Second half action on deck here from the World Championships in Langley, British Columbia. Jake Elliott, Justin Morris set with you after 24 minutes of play and 24 minutes to go. Just confirming with everybody on that controversial missed extra point. Everybody that I had spoken to, Justin, said they thought it was through their uprights, but two officials down on field level overruling that. So your score 21-9 USA.
They ultimately have a better vantage point than we do up here in the booth,
I
but
suppose you're right.
it looked straight down the middle to everybody up here that we've spoken to. Unfortunate that Canada not as close as we might like them to be, though we try to remain impartial as broadcasters up here in the booth, of course, Jake.
But they have made some history here at the World Championships, Justin, as they have scored twice against Team USA, and that has never been done before.
Never. My goodness, this USA team is more dominant than I suspected. But do you want to take a look right now at the first half stats before we...
I do. Let's get on them quickly.
All right. We've got a replay here on the kick first.
One more time for me here, fellas.
Okay. Just wide, yeah.
Okay.
You can see how visually we might have been fooled from our angle, but
well done.
It is the right call.
Well done on the camera angle down there, fellas. So, yes.
Credit to James down there in the control room for putting that on for us.
I can admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. It's 21-9 as kick it off. Let's play some football. USA will get the opening possession. And on the return, it's Wizenot. Still on her feet as she jumps around a would-be tackler. Weaves her way across midfield. And finally brought down inside Canadian territory at the 47.
And Jake, I'm very surprised looking over these stats from the first half that neither team really had much success on the rush. Of course, we know that with Canada. That was one of the stories of the first half of this game. But USA as well, just 10 yards apiece for both teams on the rush. And when you think about the power that Odessa Jenkins has, what a legend she is in this women's game, very surprising that Team USA would only have 10 rushing yards in the opening half. Of course, the difference in offensive production comes in the receiving yards, 231 for USA, 90 for Canada.
1st and 10 here for USA. And is it Horton in there at quarterback now for USA? It is, and she'll keep it on the ground herself here, and a good positive gain on first down. Pickup of about 17.
We saw her warming up at the tail end of the second quarter. Weren't sure if they were going to cycle through their depth chart like they have in earlier games, of course, this being the gold medal game, the last game for both Odessa Jenkins as well as Grisafi.
Make it a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line at the right hash mark here for Team USA. Second half action just underway here on TFSC TV. And Grafenried now on the carry, right up the gut, trucks a defender, and falls ahead down to the 10-yard line as a little power game as feed the beast there for de Grafenried.
And Allison Hamlin, as well as Hannah de Grafenried, showing there is no lack of depth on this squad. This is an American team that can burn you no matter who they have on the field.
Apparently, Andre does not think you or we are very impartial.
I like to think I'm doing a pretty good job. I've been very, I don't know how much more complimentary I could possibly be of this American squad.
Maybe it's me. Getting a little too excited for Canadian success. High snap for Horton. She'll run to the left. She's got room, and she'll turn the corner. Touchdown, USA. And that didn't take long. Just a minute and 21 seconds here in the second half for USA to find the back of the end zone once again, 27-9.
Right, my apologies. That is Lisa Horton out there. I just mentioned Allison Hamlin. Though she, of course, did come out in the Finland game on Tuesday and showed herself to be quite capable as well. So all three QBs for the States have been in on the action over the course of the week. It's Hamlin, however, or Horton, rather, who runs this one in.
That's the way you want to start a second half if your Team USA is blocked extra point, and this ball is live. Canada will fall on top of it, but another foiled extra point, as I believe it was Kitty Hungle that got in to get a hand on that one to stuff Struthers on that extra point attempt. So it's 27-9 here with 10:39 to go in the third quarter, and Canada will get the football back.
Louder. Louder. Louder.
There's Joe Carter trying to get the Canadian contingent fired up for this second half. Speaking of fired up, the Aussie girls down there in the crowd were having a good time at halftime.
Never knew that Brian Adams was so popular down in Australia.
Well, we had a good feeling Men at Work would be popular, but then Brian Adams came on and they really got after it. As my man Brett Cross down on the track filming the crowd now, as here comes the kickoff from Struthers. She'll send it deep down to the 25. And on the return, following blockers, and wrestle down around the 28.
Samantha Matheson for Canada. Canada on their own 28 here will start this drive and see if they can continue the passing success that they had late in the second quarter.
The mounted play still taking in the game as it's still Kowalski in at pivot here for Canada with four receivers in there and Cassie Brick in the backfield. She'll throw on first down and she'll look to the far sideline and overshoot her intended receiver. That's Alex Kowalski out there on the far edge, but over her head an incomplete. 2nd and 10 Canada.
And personally, Jake, I'm quite glad that the Mounties are here in their traditional uniform as well.
Big fan of those, are you?
Well, I just think it's fun because all of our visitors from across the world who are here to take in the game, whether it's the Americans from over the border or the Australians or the Finns or the Brits who came to watch this tournament, I get to see those police and think that's what the cops look like all the time in Canada.
Yes. 2nd and 10 here for Kowalski. 3-step drop. Now she'll roll to her right on the run, looking downfield, finds Brick on the flat. Brick gets it upfield and out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. Nicely done there. Good patience.
Likely about 3rd and 4.
As we got fans, I'm sure, tuned in from all over the world, including Brian Edwards, who's watching in from Nashville and says this is a very exciting game. And I want to talk about exciting, those Nashville Predator fans during the Stanley Cup playoffs. My goodness.
Yeah. The Australians here today are the only ones close to what Nashville was doing in the NHL playoffs this year.
Sure if they got any catfish tucked up under those Outback jerseys or not. Let's hope not.
Well, I don't even know what an Australian fan would throw.
Yeah. Maybe I don't even want to go there.
Stingray.
Kangaroo. Crocodile. There's Kowalski to throw. Looks to her left. Nobody open. Now rolls right. She's got room to run. She's got the first down and out of bounds. And she'll move the chains here for Canada. Don't forget, folks, keep those tweets coming at Justin Morris and at PXB for Sports.
Love to hear from you.
Beach ball starts flying around the Australian crowd here. As the lights starting to take effect down on McLeod Athletic Park field here. As Canada comes to the line with a fresh set of downs at their own 40-yard line right hash mark. 4 receivers in. Brick in the backfield. Kowalski takes the snap quickly. Rolls out to her right again. Floats it at the sticks. Catch is made. Turn and get upfield. Gain of 11. And another first down here for Team Canada.
And once again, that goes to number 80, Laurence Pondrian. She has looked great in this game so far. Another big grab for her as she's been one of the targeted destinations for Kowalski's passes throughout this contest.
Well, we weren't really sure on how Canada was going to fare against a heavily favored American team here, but have shown the ability to move the football. They've scored twice here and are on the move here in the third quarter with a handoff to Brick up the middle for a gain of 7.
And for you folks at home, that booing you just heard was for the beach ball being tucked away. As play continues here, the crowd did not like that one bit.
A vicious drop bear, says what the Aussies would chuck onto the field. I don't even know what a drop bear is. All right, 2nd and 4 on a gain of 6 from Brick. And Kowalski to throw. Quick strike. Pontebrand on the catch and first down yardage. As another connection from Kowalski to Pontebrand will move the chains once more.
We talked about the toughness, the aggression of this American defense. A number of players in the game against Finland on Tuesday, Jake, had to be helped off of the field. That just goes to show the toughness of Lawrence Pombriand, because she's taken some big hits so far in this one and seems to pop back up every time. She loves it.
Looks like the Mounties are going to get in on the beach ball fun down there as well. Here we go, 1st and 10, clock running. And the pitch now to Brick. She'll run right. Good yard. Flag comes in late. I think we might get a holding call here on Canada.
Pickup of 8, but we'll see what the flag does to that gain. And Jake, so far this is looking like the most sustained pressure that Canada has had that's come from within. They've had a lot of help from flags and penalties, but this has all just been sustained pressure.
This one will back them up, however, after a good positive drive in the works. Canada will go backwards on a holding call. It'll be 1st and 20 as a down Canadian in the middle of the field, as well as you get a look at some more Canadian fans cheering on their women's national team.
That's Jamie Lammerding.
She's had a good game up front for Canada.
Offensive line going off for Canada right now.
She'll have to miss the next 3 plays before being able to come back into the game after an injury timeout. Ball gets moved back to the American 49-yard line. As Canada breaks the huddle with 7:57 here to go, third quarter.
1st and 20, Kowalski going to need to thread the needle on some passes here, you would think, but their running game's been good to them lately too.
USA showing blitz. It's a handoff to Brick, changes direction. She's got Rim looking for another block on the edge, and another flag comes in. And I think we might get another holding call here on Canada.
Okay, folks, one more time, please stand for the 50-50. The girl up there with the tickets, that's my daughter.
This time it's going to go against Team USA. And man, oh man, has USA ever run themselves into penalty trouble here this evening. This coaching staff for the Americans checking our replay monitor, see if they can identify that latest penalty. Should note our BC Lions victorious in CFL action earlier today, Justin Morissette, with a win over the Toronto Argonauts.
Not the only big football game that fans in Vancouver might be wondering about.
There's Brick again, and more good blocking up front by that Canadian line. Gives Brick another 6. As Canada right down inside American territory now on the 20-yard line, knocking on the red zone.
And that was again,
2nd and 4.
A very significant penalty call against the United States that just essentially cut the field in half for Canada.
2nd and 3 for Kowalski. It's Brick to the near sideline this time, but nothing doing there. That is a good open field tackle in the backfield.
Loss of 6.
Trying to pick up a number on that tackle, 44. And
Tia Watkins.
Tia has been prominent on that USA defense here this evening in the gold medal game. So, just checking the spot of the football here. We'll put it back to the 24-yard line. And Canada's got a 3rd and 6. Pontebrand on this near sideline. Kowalski drops back. Here comes pressure. Rolling out. Got to get rid of it. Does. Catch is made, but well short. And she'll probably actually lose a couple there As the jailbreak blitz there from USA, and Kowalski was running for her life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Americans in on Kowalski before she got rid of the football.
Impressive that she was able to get rid of it at all. And Canada likely to punt this one away, 4th and 13.
Alex Black stands back at the 40-yard line. Rebecca Zimmer wants a whoop whoop from Saskatchewan. You just got it? I didn't mean to do that, but I just did it anyway. Here's Alex Black over the top with a punt, and nice little angle on that one as well as she'll roll it out of bounds. Whoop whoop from Saskatchewan, Justin.
Whoop whoop.
Out of bounds down at the 8-yard line. So good punt there from Black to pin the Americans deep, who are leading 27-9 with 5:31 here to go third quarter.
And this is the deepest the Team USA has had to start a drive from within their own end. See how quickly they're able to march it down the field. They've had no problem doing that so far in this game.
It's Horton still in there at quarterback. Safi looks on along the American sideline. Running play on first down. A gain of 7, maybe 8, 9 after a second effort.
That's Hannah de Graffenried on the carry for Team USA.
And she is a load to handle when she comes out of the backfield with speed.
The impressive thing about the array of running backs at the disposal of Team USA is that they each have unique strengths.
Yeah, you're just not going to take her down with one tackler. You need to gang tackle DeGraff. 2nd and 1.
Jenkins is the speedster, but DeGraffenried has power.
A little sugar and spice, if you will. There's Horton rolling out. Looks like she wants to run on her own here. She's got the first down and out of bounds at the American sideline, out across the 26-yard line. So Team USA gets away from the shadows of their own goal line, and Canada's got to find an answer on defense here to try and come up with a stop or two to give themselves a shot in this game.
The difficult thing, Jake, is that when they make these substitutions, it's like facing an entirely different offense.
That's a good point.
So the adjustments that they'd made to perhaps try and shut down.
There's a throw.
Grisafi,
I don't know if that's a lateral pass or not. I didn't hear a whistle come in. But I'll say that's a forward pass there from Horton. That one just went rolling out into the flat, and well, maybe an opportunity for Canada to pick that up and run. Dangerously close to a lateral pass. 2nd and 10 for the USA. On the American 27-yard line. Horton to de Graffenried, and she'll run left. And spins away from a couple tackles and picks up 8. I mean, just her head of steam alone picked up about 5 yards there as she fell forward.
And if you're Team Canada, you basically need to start from scratch in terms of what you need to do to shut down this offense. Because with Grisafi and Jenkins out of there, it's an entirely new look.
3rd and 3. Canada trying to get off the field on defense here. They'll put 4 on the line. High snap to Graffenried up the middle. First down. And keeps plowing ahead here. Close to the 43-yard line of Team USA as they'll move the sticks once more.
So impressive. The depth that Team USA has at their disposal. Odessa
Carolyn,
Jenkins
I'd love to be able to help you out as far as camera work and showing more USA fans. Unfortunately, I'm a little busy calling the game. I can't work a camera at the same time, but hopefully the boys down in the booth can get you some shots of the American fans as we move along here this evening.
There certainly are a number of them here tonight.
Appreciate the tweet coming in. PXP for sports. And here in American football, a player only has to stay out 1 play, not 3 when you go down with an injury. Let's get information there. Appreciate that tweet coming in from Legacy Zebra. As we got a 2nd and 10 after that incompletion from Horton. As the ball on the 42. Left hash mark here for Horton with DeGraff and Reed in the backfield, and tight end in there as well, 3 receivers. Squats down, takes the snap, handoff to DeGraff and Reed up the middle, and ahead for about 5. As she lowers the head down, as beach ball right off the broadcast window there, Justin.
It's like a 3D movie. It was coming right at me.
Watch it bounce right off his head down. They're having a good time here at McLeod Athletic Park for the gold medal game. 27-9 USA. 2:30 to go, third quarter, and a 3rd and 5 here for the Stars and Stripes. And Horton to run near sideline. Got good blocking. Still Horton, and out to the Canadian 40-yard line. Another first down for USA.
As we're seeing on the replay here. Horton, an impressive runner in her own right. We've got a player down for Canada, number 1, Emma Goldsney.
And she's been big for Canada, was the player of the game in their matchup against Great Britain, if I do recall. Tell you what, though, I think the Canadian fans and even the Australian fans heavily outnumbering the USA fans here, too.
I think it's just that the American fans are sitting way down at the other end from us, Jake.
Okay.
Because I have seen a number pop up on the camera.
Saying, there's a real large contingent of Canadian fans, and rightly so, here in their home country.
I would guess that, well, not all of them, certainly a number of these Australians are actually Team Australia.
Yeah, right.
Their tournament is done. They're having a party while they watch the final.
Aussies and Canucks get along pretty well. Here's Horton on the handoff to DeGraff and Reed, and stacked up in the backfield, refusing to go down with 3 Canadians hanging over. And still never went down, but got the whistle. As in the grasp, they'll say there on DeGraff and Reed.
It's just a surprise to see so many Australians out here in Langley. Usually they're up at Whistler.
Yes, indeed. I'm guessing maybe a couple extra days stay after the tournament winds up, and a trip up to Whistler maybe in order for all of these teams.
Maybe a couple extra years stay at Whistler, the way that town seems to work.
A lot of Australians do the 6 months in Whistler, 6 months in Australia, so they can ski all year round. As a world-class resort, just a couple hours away from here, as a high snap for Horton. As she rolls out, looks downfield, floats one out there, open, caught, down to the 15-yard line before being tackled out of bounds. Another big strike from Team USA.
And it is difficult to see what Lisa Horton has been able to do since entering this game and not feel like the future of Team USA is very, very bright no matter what they do.
Yes, indeed. In good hands with Horton at the controls.
Sammy Grisafi will certainly be missed, but they have depth.
1st and 10 from the 16 now. USA trying to punch it in again, and DeGraff and Reed runs into a roadblock of white jerseys who drive her backwards after a late hit on USA. Is this going to be another penalty flag as things getting chippy down there in the pile?
The ball came loose, so Canada was hopping on it like it was still alive. I don't believe it was, however. And we have another downed player here for Canada once again.
Let's just watch the end of this play here as DeGraff and Reed goes down. When does the ball come out? Is Belanger trying to pounce on top of it? And nobody ready to give up on that play quite yet. Still didn't really see where the injury came from.
Yeah, not really clear on that replay what would have caused the damage there.
It's just 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. I almost feel like the boys down the production room are doing it on purpose now. They're just showing.
Now, those were Australians. Those were Australians, folks. They just were decked out in Canadian flags. And in fact, if you looked at the face paint, they were cheering for both teams. That's called sportsmanship.
Oh, injury off the field now as USA will break the huddle from the sideline here. And have a 2nd and 8 from the 16. 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Clock running now. Horton with 3 receivers in there. Canada up tight on the line of scrimmage.
Time ticking down in the quarter.
Looking to blitz off the edge, and it's Horton on the keeper. She'll be wrapped up, spun around, and then slammed down. Ball loose. Canada picks it up. She's off to the races. 50, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Canada.
Rebecca Henninger comes up with a big fumble recovery and had no one in front of her all the way down to the end zone as she threw on the Jets for Canada's 2nd touchdown of the game.
This crowd is rocking at McLeod Athletic Park now after that score. What a play from Henninger. She took it the distance from about the 15-yard line. An 85-yard fumble return for a major. Wow.
And I missed the number on the player for Canada, Jake, who had initially wrapped up Lisa Horton there.
I think it might have been Belanger, 41. Let's watch her on the edge here. It is Belanger that comes in to strip the football from Horton, who had it dangling out.
Full credit for her for not just going for the tackle, but trying to fish that ball loose as well.
And what a gallop from Henninger as she just was not going to be caught from behind.
This time the point after attempt is good for Canada.
Canada not going away here at the end of 3 quarters. They've scored 3 times against the USA, and it's 27-16 with 12 minutes to go. Wow, crowd is alive after that play, and a text or a tweet coming in here from James Bunkled saying all 3 USA quarterbacks will retire after this World Championship.
All 3 of them?
That's the tweet I'm getting coming in.
My goodness.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
My thought on Tuesday as we watched the game against Finland, Jake, was that part of the reason they were cycling through their depth chart was to get these ladies ready for the future of this squad. But,
well, I don't think Team USA has ever been in this position that they're in right now. Just up 9 with 12 minutes to play. And the biggest game of all, the gold medal on the line here. Canada right in this thing with 1 quarter to go. They will kick it off here from their own 35-yard line. Carly Dick steps in and goes for the short intermediate kick in USA. Wisely falls on top of that one at the 42-yard line. I think Carly might have got a little bit more leg into that one than she really wanted. I think they were trying to catch USA in that soft zone. But they're there to secure the football and will take possession.
Emily Weinberg for Team USA was able to hop on top of that one.
And now who does USA want to bring back out to quarterback here? Is it Horton that will come back out? It is. As O.J. Jenkins stands on the sideline as well. As they'll work from the 42-yard line. And run to this near sideline and just stepping out of bounds. Before going down is that number 10 down there for Team USA.
My eyes are on the sidelines right now as it looks like
Alexis Snyder on that last carry.
Katie Hicks is practicing her long snaps for Team USA at the moment.
I'll give her a gain of 8 on that play. 2nd and 2 from the 50. And they'll hand it off to Snyder once again. She's got a first down and more. Down to the 45-yard line of Canada. As Middleman, if Canada can ever come up with a stop here, Justin, they might just plant that seed of doubt in the Team USA sideline.
And Jake, you've been here all week long, so you'd know better than I, but this has to be the loudest this building has been so far in this tournament.
No question about it. 1st and 10 USA, Snyder up the middle, and not much there, maybe a yard. As Biff Thompson in on that tackle. Bring up a 2nd and 10 here, no gain. A minute in. We'll give her a yard, 2nd and 9. Ball on the 48. In between the hash marks here for Horton. And she'll drop back to pass, pumps once, then fires down the sideline, open body. Caught there. There's that Wissenot again as Canada gets burned by the deep ball one more time. And that's really plagued them in this game. Wissenot has had her way in behind coverage.
He's been the most dangerous receiver no matter which American quarterback's been on the field thus far.
Another well-thrown ball by Hort. So 1st and 10 now down to the 15-yard line of Canada. Well, handoff up the middle to Snyder. She busts through the line, works for the pylon, and into the end zone she goes. Touchdown USA.
Alexis Snyder.
A heavy dose of Alexis Snyder on that drive. And fresh legs in there, just too much for that Canadian defense.
And that's a weapon I didn't even know Team USA had at their disposal. They cycled through a number of different running backs on Tuesday against Finland, and I don't think I saw Snyder one single time.
She's kind of that in-between from Jenkins and de Graffenried, that kind of hybrid running back, if you will. Struthers on for the extra point. Trying to make it 34-16. And up and in it goes. So
this offense is so difficult, Jake. You know, I've said it a couple times so far, but like, if you're Canada, how really do you defend against an opponent that's basically a shapeshifter? They can come at you with any number of looks, any number of different personnel.
Well, I think personally, Canada has exceeded expectations in this game so far against the USA, putting up 16 points already.
No one has ever done this to the Americans in this tournament.
And I'm sure they'd like to be closer or even in the lead here on their home soil, but man, oh man, do the Canadian ladies ever have a ton to be proud of, regardless of the outcome of this game. And that's not taking anything away from the American women as well, who have just been ultra dominant, but not as much as they have been in years past and even early in this tournament as they have been here tonight. Canada has put up a good battle. And still time to go here. 10:18 to go in the contest. And those Australian girls down there are getting after it, let me tell you. As Canada will recover this one.
And that's Emma Goldsley, who we saw leave the game earlier with an injury. She's back in it, so that's an encouraging sign for Canada going forward.
Ball will be spotted down at the 33-yard line. That's where Canada will take possession on the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Can they find more points here in the fourth quarter? Break in the backfield. Kowalski, who's played the entire game here for Canada, still in there at quarterback. 4 receivers in, Kowalski to throw, and fires low and incomplete, intended for her sister, as that'll bring up 2nd and 10. And Caroline confirming that all 3 quarterbacks will retire at the end of this World Championship. So
Kowalski there, like Robert De Niro in a famous 90s film, felt the heat coming from around the corner and had to get rid of that one.
I see where you're going. As Kowalski back with an empty backfield, pressure coming, throws the ball up. It's up for grabs. And they'll say out of bounds there. Incomplete.
Canada gets lucky on that one.
didn't have a foot in bounds to complete the interception.
But you have to think Kowalski will be looking for the long ball again, 3rd and 10.
Now you got to start to stretch the field now. Down 18 here.
She's had decent success with it throughout the game.
3-score game here in favor of USA. Here's the snap. Brick on the play action, and ball thrown out of bounds by Kowalski. It'll bring up 4th and long. And look for Canada to kick this one away.
And again, big time pressure from the American defense, not making things easy out there for Amy Kowalski.
Mac Truck asking why Canadians play 12 versus 12 rather than 11 versus 11. Well, it's just Canadian rules football. We have an extra, 10 yards on our field. The end zone is an extra 10 yards deep as well. They put an extra body on the field. It's a little wider of a surface as well.
We put an extra vowel in some of our words.
Yeah.
Everything's a little bit bigger. It's like Texas.
We're a little goofy here at Canada. Just different rules. It's a league that's been around for over 100 years, and it's been pretty successful.
You would think, though, with all the additions, that CFL might be like 5-down football instead of 3.
Yeah, they have one less down, and you're allowed to run your receivers in motion before the snap of the football as well. So lots of little idiosyncrasies to the Canadian game, but it's a highly entertaining brand of football, just different than American rules.
And it makes for a game where teams are constantly looking for the big play because they have one less down to get it.
Yeah, really, the game is never over in Canadian football unless it's 3 scores or more. Ball thrown up and knocked down, incomplete.
And of course, Team Canada right here hoping for a CFL-like comeback in the late stages of this 4th quarter. Trailing by 18.
Well, I'm really hoping that one day Audrey gets a chance to do play-by-play for some sort of women's football event so I can listen to her play call and see how impartial she might be. Get your point, Audrey. Thanks for tweeting at me at PXP for Sports.
I've called Team USA literally perfect multiple times in this broadcast.
I think it's more me than you, Justin. I'm just having fun with Audrey. She's getting a little upset. 9:19 and clock
Audrey,
running.
Just remember your team's still ahead by 18 in the gold medal game. I think you'll be okay.
Just enjoy yourself. Just like we are here up in the booth. Let us have our small victories. 9 minutes to go. It's a 3rd and 13 on the double reverse here now. And they got Canada caught over pursuing as Goldsney tries to track her down. And that'll be good enough for a 1st down for Team USA.
Gain of about 11 on that one. And yet another trick play in the arsenal of Team USA, who've had good success with those so far.
Really, our week would be made if we could make it on the CBC for Canada Day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's been a great week of football here from Langley, and we've enjoyed bringing every second of the action too. Hope you've enjoyed it too. As here comes a run from DeGraff and Reed. She just picks her and just stiff arms 2 Canadians and then gets spun out of bounds.
That is pure strength.
She wants to feed the beast once again, and
just rattling off dollar bills at the end of that run.
I think she's doing the feed me. But
looks like she was making it rain.
Not making it rain. She's feeding the beast there. But I mean, at some point, I think that's got to be called taunting. It's not quite the throat slash gesture, but that's taunting. I don't know if there's a need for it up 18. And she'll get a handoff again and picks up about 4. Motions are running high, and you don't want to take that away from the ladies down.
I'd just rather it find its way out onto the field like that as opposed to some of the aggressive penalties we've seen earlier in this contest.
Well, Chris, I don't know if it's the O-line not helping out Kowalski tonight. I think they're just a little bit overmatched by the defensive line of Team USA, and that's been a regular occurrence for any opponent of
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the better matches as far as O-lines have had against this American defense all week.
Listen, they've put up 16 points, and that's impressive in its own right here for Team Canada. So I'm sure they'd like to be doing a little bit better job and open up the run. I mean, Cassie Brekus had a fairly decent game in the second half along the ground here for the Canadians as well.
Yeah, after a rushing game that had little to no success in the first half, just 10 yards in the entirety of those first 2 quarters. Cassie Brick looked great in the third quarter in particular. She hasn't really seen a lot of carries here in the fourth.
Down to 7 minutes to go, and DeGraffenried again shakes off one tackle, runs through another, and she's down inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 6, as USA knocking on the door once again.
And she is just unstoppable. That mix of speed with just pure, unadulterated brute force. Stiff arms that we saw earlier on this drive were simply incredible.
Here we go with a 1st and goal from the 8. Snap is good. DeGraffenried will run right this time. Side steps and touchdown USA. As they just don't have an answer for DeGraffenried. As USA on their way now. As they lead it 40-16 with an extra point to come. And you just have to give full credit to this Team USA, Justin. They just have executed all over the football field here tonight, and quite frankly, the Canadians are just overmatched.
And honestly, good luck picking an MVP from this team that keeps changing its personnel constantly. Tough to say who's been the most dominant player, but Hannah DeGraffenried certainly making the case for herself at the moment.
She is gassed over on that American sideline right now after getting a healthy dose of carries on that last drive.
And Jake, it's looking more and more like Canada might have to settle for a moral victory at the end of this one.
Hey, listen, they're going to get a silver medal at the end of this thing.
Absolutely, nothing wrong with that.
And on their home soil, and as I mentioned, have a ton, and I mean a ton, to be proud of the way they've competed and performed here at the World Championships on their home field.
And in this game in particular, they have done things to this United States team that no opponent has ever been able to do. You certainly have to feel good about that. It's no secret that Team USA came into this tournament as the standard bearer for women's tackle football. They are likely to leave it in the same position, but Canada making ground, and it takes time.
Absolutely. It does. I mean, that's really the bottom line. Justin McTruck following up. Do you think the Canadian game will ever be played like the American game, or do you think it'll stay? Listen, the Canadian Football League has been around for what, Justin, about 120 years or something? Canada's been around 150. The Canadian Football League has been around just about as long, so I don't see them changing anytime soon. And why would they? It's our brand of football, and we've seen tons of American players that have been cut from NFL teams try and come up and play the CFL game thinking they're going to walk in here and be successful, and it's just a different brand of football, and it doesn't necessarily translate. There's been, huge Canadian Star Football League players that have not been able to go down and play American football, and vice versa. It's just a little bit different of a brand of football, but it's our game, and I'm sure they're going to keep the rules around as long as the country's around.
And of course, the women's game here
plays NCAA rules.
Is a relatively new thing also. This is just the third ever championship tournament
and quite frankly,
that the IFAF has had.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I think, and I may catch some heat for this, Justin, but I'm prepared for it. So if you want to get at me, you know how to do it. But I think the women's game would be even more entertaining. Not to say that it's not entertaining, but even more entertaining if they played Canadian rules football, where the receivers are allowed to start in motion. They had an extra player on the field. They widened the field. I think it would be a more entertaining brand of football for the women if they played Canadian rules.
But either way, what I was trying to say is that this is still a very young sport. And the Canadian women have come a long way in a short time. They still have further to go, but there's no reason to believe that they can't do it as this game continues to grow.
Alicia Wilson on that last reception. she'll get some playing time here in the fourth quarter with Canada down 41-16.
She does move the ball forward for a yard to play. 3rd and 9.
Audrey, you're calling me out for not being impartial, and now you're asking for a shout out. Are you kidding me? just to show you I'm a good guy, Audrey. Shout out to Janita, aka J Rock Shields, from your mama, Audrey. There you go, Audrey.
There you go.
That's impartiality for you, right there at its finest.
I feel like technically you've been shouting her out throughout the broadcast as well.
Yes, the offensive line for Team USA has been spectacular all week long, James. And once again, while you got a couple of minutes here with just 4:40 to go in the game, I want to give another shout out to the boys downstairs in the production room. Cody, James, all our camera guys, Brent Cross, we had Charlie, Jordan, Terry, my man Terry here working the cameras, the replays. Production has been absolutely sensational. To you, Justin Morissette, Max Sussman, Chris Schwartz, who sat in for a couple of games as well. Everybody that's participated on the Twitter feed all week long. It's just been an absolutely fantastic week of football here from the World Championships. It's really been a memorable experience, an eye-opening experience, Justin. I've learned just so much about the women's game in football and, you know, how popular this sport is and is going to be as time moves along here. I hope everybody's enjoyed it for the most part. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you.
The entertainment value on the field has been A+.
So for everybody, on behalf of myself and 10 Feet Sports and Entertainment, thanks for tuning in all week long. Sacked in the backfield, Canadian quarterback in there now.
It's Maud Lacasse.
Maud Lacasse, and thank you, Linda, saying thank you guys for such a great commentary and helping advance women's football. It's been our pleasure, Linda, and thanks for that very kind tweet.
Absolutely.
I still can't believe Audrey just asked me for a shot, but I gave it to her. All right, kick time here, and that punt just gets away from Alex Black, and it'll roll into...
We've got a flag in the backfield here as well.
Might be running into the kicker here.
Honestly, I'm surprised that Canada has been able to successfully get all of their kicks away. That was the story of the game on Tuesday against Finland. Team USA, their punt blocking ability was almost their most dangerous offensive weapon. It gave them all kinds of field position all game long, and Canada fortunate to be able to avoid that.
Mac, I'm not sure what you're trying to ask me here. I think you might have missed a word in your tweet. Do you ever think women can ever, alongside their male counterparts in the CFL or
play along, probably. Play alongside.
Congratulations, guys. Well done.
And honestly, Jake, we see it in high school football all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Sammy
Grisafi.
Actually started a game of high school quarterback for the boys in California. So at the women's professional level, you know, I don't know if these women will ever be on a level playing field as far as competing in the NFL or CFL in that regard, but you hope and would like to see these women get up to a level where they are recognized on the same plateau as male professional football.
Yeah, obviously the level of play at the high school level not quite as high as it is as you advance to the pros, but you know, we do see a lot of intergender sports at that level.
Sure. And there's a big run up the middle for Snyder again.
I don't know, Jake. I think that there has to be at least a couple ladies that we've seen over the course of the week's competition that could probably do a little bit of damage in a lower level league like the CFL, perhaps.
Well, I do not want to take anything away from these women, really. I mean, there are some exceptional athletes that have competed this week.
I personally think Hannah DeGraffenreid could be a CFL running back.
She comes to mind, no question about it. But there was a lot of talk as we'll get this next play in here. And it's Snyder again, and Canada there to stack that one up, or is it Snyder on that carry? But there was a lot of talk on one of the major networks, I don't know if it was ESPN or not, but talking about Serena Williams and how dominant she's been in the women's tennis game, and how would she fare against the men. And I think it was Stephen A. Smith maybe saying that she wouldn't beat the 500th ranked.
It was John McEnroe.
Oh, John McEnroe, excuse me. So he said that Serena wouldn't even come close to beating the 500th ranked male player in tennis. I don't know if I would go that far, as a long bomb will fall incomplete. I think Serena, I don't know where she would fall in. I think it would be somewhere in the top 500, but I mean, she's definitely not going to compete with the top 100 or top 50 on the male tour. But that's no disrespect to her. I mean, she's been absolutely dominant in the women's game. We're getting a little off track here,
It's
Justin,
just,
but
it's just science. It's physiology,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. It's 41-16 USA, who are 2 minutes and 8 seconds away from their third consecutive gold medal. It's another handoff, and Snyder with a burst of speed through the line, trying to stay in bounds here, keep that clock running.
Thank you to Angie for giving us both a shout out right now, making this game very entertaining. That's very sweet of you to say. And a comment here from Lumberjackal saying the women don't want to play alongside the men. They just want a league of their own.
Yeah, I think that's it. They just want the same recognition that the men get.
And you've seen that, in Aussie rules football, even AFL down there in Australia. A lot of the women, I would think, who are playing for this team Australia are probably playing WAFL down there in Australia also.
Absolutely. And Liz, thank you for that wonderful backhanded comment. Appreciate that. She's been one of my biggest fans all week long. Liz O'Key, if you want to follow up with her. Find something better to do with your time, Liz. Thank you. There's another Canadian player injured on the play. As I believe we will keep the post-game ceremonies going for you.
Just trying to catch a glimpse of the jersey number on the down player for Canada. It looks like it could be Alexa Matwizik. That's number 61. Could be 51 as well.
That's a tough one to say, isn't it?
Yeah. It's 81, actually. I don't even know we have an 81 on the sheet. That is 61. I had it right the first time. Alexa Matwizik.
Apparently, just getting a tweet coming in, it's Hannah de Graffenried's birthday today, and better way to celebrate your birthday with a gold medal and a touchdown to go with it.
Yeah, we thought James was a dedicated guy working on his birthday on Tuesday down there in the booth, making the broadcast happen.
And there's a sack in the backfield for Team Canada.
De Graffenried with a dominant performance here for Team USA today.
And the tweets just keep pouring in here. Angie, thank you. And also to Reddit CFB for those kind words. Once again, it's been our pleasure to be here all week long. And all I can do, Justin, is really just apologize that we're not more knowledgeable to the women's football game. But
out here in BC, we don't
have any women's football. We've never been exposed to the game before. I was selected to call these games, and I did my very best for you guys and tried to keep you entertained.
And hopefully that is one of the legacy aspects of having this tournament out here in BC this week.
Hopefully it sparks some interest for women's football here in the province of British Columbia.
Because, of course, as we mentioned, most of Team Canada made up of players coming from either Saskatchewan or Quebec, and it's not necessarily that those ladies are from there themselves.
I don't know if we're going to pick this up or not, but we have a gentleman on the field here sporting a Canadian flag.
And no Canadian tuxedo.
And that's all that gentleman is sporting, as he just went the distance, and he's going to keep running right out of the back of the end zone there.
In one end, out the other.
One of my favorite play calls of all time was Kevin Harlan when the...
Oh, my God. It's spectacular.
He doesn't have a shirt on.
He's out of his mind.
Somebody arrest this man. He is one of my favorite announcers.
One of my commentary heroes as well. Even the PA announcer having a hard time keeping it together after that one. My goodness.
What is a world championship without a streaker? Really? USA in victory formation. They will win their third straight gold medal here at the 2017 World Championships as the clock winding down here.
But before we were so rudely interrupted by that streaker, I was saying it's not necessarily that all of the players are from Saskatchewan or Quebec. That's just where they play, because that's where there are women's leagues available for them to participate in. It would be a great legacy element of this tournament being here in Langley if we could have that catch on here in British Columbia, because there's no denying this has been a supremely entertaining tournament all week long.
It's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast to bring it to you as the celebration and party on now for Team USA.
The Gatorade shower.
As they beat the Canadians by a final score of 41-16 to claim their third consecutive World Championship. And congratulations to Team USA. Congratulations to Team Canada, who will pick up a silver medal here in 2017. And congratulations, there you go, Carolyn. There's some USA fans for you. And congratulations to Team Mexico, who are your bronze medalists here in 2017 and showed very well here at the World Championships as well. But it's Team USA who dominated all week long and finish off the Canadians here in the gold medal by a final score of 41-16.
A Team USA that will look significantly different when we see them again in 4 years, with all three of their quarterbacks retiring after this gold medal victory. And one of their top running backs as well in Odessa Jenkins. We're not sure, possibly more players than that as well. But there are some key pieces for the future that you have to think will still be here in 4 years' time. Handed to Graffenried, certainly one of them.
There you go, Jessica. Thanks for coming to bat for me. She said, how many announcers have experience in women's football? Probably not that many. And we finally got some love from Audrey. Thanks, Audrey. Appreciate it. Handshakes underway here. Oh, feel free to hit your mute button anytime, Liz. Glad you enjoyed the football, though. And that is the way we will sign this one off.
I think let's stick around.
Okay,
we still got the MVP presentations yet to come. I think they're going to do an all-tournament all-star team as well. I'm not sure that we'll carry that one, but the game MVPs at the very least.
I can't stop chuckling up here. I guess if you're going to open yourself up and give your Twitter handle out, you're going to get a few bad apples. You're going to get a few bad apples.
There's no accounting for taste, Jake.
Yeah. Hey, I got big shoulders. I can handle it. Handshakes underway here. We'll get you the players of the game, and I know they're going to name just one MVP for offense and one MVP for defense for the entire tournament. I would kind of like to see I don't know how else you do it in football, really, I guess. You can't name one for every position.
I think they were doing something of an all-star team for the entire week. There was somebody milling about in between games here today asking for opinions on who we thought could be some of the more...
there's going to be one MVP for D and one MVP for offense.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But we'll get you the...
She seemed to be soliciting a lot of names for just one award. But we'll see. And, of course, we talked for Canada about so much to be proud of in this tournament, walking away with a silver medal and doing things that no opponent has ever been able to do against this American squad.
Scored 3 times.
What a great way to kick off a historic Canada Day weekend with a great game like this.
You can just see the jubilation down on that American roster. Is a pretty nice trophy out on the field as well for this World Championships. And Canada can hold their heads high here for sure after the way they played this week. And will leave Langley with a silver medal to their credit.
And I don't think any single member of this audience who came out here to McLeod Athletic Park to watch this team play tonight is going to feel cheated on the entertainment side of things. This game was about as exciting as they come. What a show that both of these teams put on. (41-16) the final, as we mentioned. Player awards for the game moments away here. Jake, if you're picking for Team USA, who do you lean towards? There's so many options.
I think I got to go Wisenot. She made a number of big plays downfield.
And as a receiver, probably the only position that didn't get cycled as the game went on.
For Grisafi and from Horton, catching long passes. She was great. DeGraff and Reed was a beast out there as well.
Laurence Pombriand, a great choice for Canada as well.
Number 80 for the red and white.
She was the favored receiver of Amy Kowalski throughout this contest.
And throughout the week as well.
Probably would have been my choice as well if we'd had time to announce those. Who we were leaning towards on the Canadian side. Kowalski, a fine choice as well, but Laurence Pombriand, plenty to be proud of.
Number 12, Ashley Wiseman.
And you called it.
All right. Apparently I got something right this week.
Well scouted, Jake. Ashley Wiseman, the MVP in the gold medal game for Team USA.
And what a game she had.
And I believe the crowd is chanting Wizzy.
Why wouldn't you? As all the teams still off to our left here, and I think we'll have some sort of closing ceremony. We will keep the cameras rolling and keep the exterior mics potted up for you to enjoy that, but myself and Justin Morissette will sign off, much to the delight of a certain few listeners here.
We've had a great time doing these games all week long.
I'm not going to let a few bad apples ruin my experience.
It has been an absolute treat calling these games. We thank you so much for tuning in all week long.
All right, for the final time for everybody here with 10 Feet Sports and Entertainment, bang up job as always. For Justin Morissette, I've been Jake Elliott. Thanks for joining us here at the IFAF 2017 World's Women's Football Championships. For the pigskin and the gridiron. Enjoy yourself, people.
Congratulations, America. Happy Canada Day.
There you go.
Starting with Team Australia. Next up, Team Finland. Fourth place finishers, Team Great Britain. Bronze medalist, Team Mexico. Already in place on the field, silver medalist, Team Canada. finally, 2017 IFAF World Champions Team USA. Last but not least, and this has been the loudest response, our officials. This crew worked 3 days, full days. Give it up for the referees. Set. At this time, we would like to welcome President of Football Canada, Mr. Kim Woodrick, to say a few words.
Well, welcome all. It's a pleasure to see you all here. The athletes, great show all week. The coaches, great. I appreciate all the fans who are coming from all afar. Host committee and Frank and the staff of Football Canada. We thank you all again and see you in a couple more years. Thank you.
At this time, we're going to welcome Chair of the Organizing Committee, Mr. Frank Nazo, to say a few words.
Thank you. First of all, thanks to the team. You gave us a great tournament, and I think everyone and your fans had a great time. So thank you very much for that. And thank you to IFAF and Football Canada for giving us the opportunity to host this tournament. It's an experience I'll never have again. And most of all, thank you to all the volunteers from the host organizing committee. To all the volunteers that were doing whatever they're doing around the field. Without them, this tournament would have never happened. A special thank you to our announcer, Joe Carter, who's been great. And what you don't know, what most of you don't know, is that Joe was one of the most successful community programs in the country here in Langley. So thank you very much, Joe, and Langley Minor Football. And lastly, I'm very proud to be here and part of the football community, and because of these women here, I'm proud to be Canadian.
At this time, we would like to welcome Mr. Richard McLean, President of the International Federation of American Football, to address the teams.
So on behalf of the International Federation of American Football, I'd like to thank Football Canada for hosting the event, the British Columbia Provincial Football Association for volunteering for the support, and all you ladies, because you're the true superstars here. The competition has grown, has got more competitive. What we see in the scores, we see on the field, we see in the events, the games every night. This is an awesome event, and we're only getting better. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, President McLean. And now, on with the awards presentations. Thank you to the presenters and congratulations again to the medalists. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the tournament MVP's presentation, presenting the most valuable offensive player for the tournament is Mr. Richard McLean. He will present the award for most valuable offensive player, 2017 IFAF Women's World Championship. From Team USA, number 15, Sammy Versafi. And the winner of the most valuable defensive player for the 2017 IFAF Women's World Championship is, from Team USA, number 85, Kimberly Marks. At this time, we would now like to make a small presentation to the 2017 game officials. If you can please make your way to the front to accept. Now, we would like to call upon Mr. Richard McLean and Ms. Marie Sulhog to present the bronze medal to Team Mexico. Presenting silver medals to Team Canada, Mr. Frank Nazo, Mr. Kim Woodruff, representing Football Canada and the BCPFA. Can we turn the volume up on the main mic just a little bit? That's possible. Check, check. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And to present gold medals to Team USA, Mr. Richard McLean and Ms. Marie Suhog representing the IFAF. If I could have the team captains from Team Mexico to please proceed to the awards table for the presentation of the third place trophy. Team captains from Mexico, if you can come to center field and accept your trophy. Make some noise for the bronze medal finalists, Team Mexico. If I can get the team captains from Team Canada to proceed to the table to accept their silver medal trophy. Team Canada captains, Mr. Corey Philpott presenting from the BCPFA. Give it up to Team Canada.
What? No.
We'd like to thank the members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police out here today for the presentation of the World Championship Trophy. And if we can call the captains of Team USA to the front table to accept the trophy and the World Championship banner presented by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Mr. Richard McLean and Mr. Tim Woodruff. And again, my honor to officially acknowledge 2017 IFAF Women's World Champions, Team USA! With that presentation, that concludes the 2017 IFAF Women's World Championship. On behalf of the International Federation of American Football, Football Canada, the British Columbia Provincial Football Association, we'd like to especially recognize the hard work and tremendous organization of many volunteers and contributors from Langley area. Once again, we'd like to thank the teams, their families, and their friends from all over the world for coming to beautiful British Columbia, Canada, to make this a memorable event. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen.